Hey everybody, Bridget Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project. I also wanted to give an update today on Nevada unemployment for just people out there. And, I believe 100% that they had no intention to pay. I believe that the unemployment Nevada Dieter is a rogue agency operating in treason against the American public, the public of, the Republic of State of Nevada, the public of Nevada, because of, the things that they're actually doing. And, the people that answer the phones are, typically are telling you that everything's fine, blah, 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 blah. I haven't called them since. I posted the last video, which is like right down there. You can actually look at it. But I wanted to kind of give an update of what they are doing. So I gave them every document that they wanted, 8 months. They filed my weeks for me so that, once it was fixed on their end, that I would get, the whole 24 weeks of the third stimulus that I was approved from. Well, the video kind of talks about what happened after that, which was like super crazy. So I didn't tell people why they decided they were not going to give me the unemployment. They said that I was not a U.S. citizen, right? And let's get this right. I've been a resident of Nevada pretty much for 52 years. I, at one point in time, was involved with Washoe County Sheriff's Department in search and rescue. And because you're in the Sheriff's Department, you're working along with the Sheriff's Department, you have to have like a month-long fingerprint and international background check. So if I hadn't been a U.S. citizen, they would have thrown up some kind of flags back then. And it was just kind of like ludicrous. And it just leads me to believe that, Nevada unemployment is a rogue agency and operating 100% in treason against the public, the Nevada state people who live in Nevada. And I believe that they are not even connected to the state anymore, and whatever else. I mean, it's all criminal activity, if you ask me. Anyway, so yeah, they sent me a letter saying that they were not going to give me benefits because I was not a U.S. citizen. This kind of stuff doesn't really surprise me. I'm constantly targeted because I've been a whistleblower against Western medicine for 30 years. I've had some of the top whistleblowers on my radio show. The type of work that I do is something they just don't want because it makes people well. And so I mean, that's it, so it's just, it's just a constant battle for survival. So it doesn't surprise me. Whatever they want to make up, and people will be like, well, that's not legal. Well, I mean, none of it's legal, right? I mean, people in the United States, if you've been a citizen of the United States and paid taxes at any point in time in your life, are just born in the United States, it's their obligation to use your Federal Reserve accounts that were actually started for you when you were a young child, when you were born, and then they hijacked it to pay you, to give you a life. I mean, that's the job. That's their job. And they're, look at how many people are homeless and who've lost stuff. I mean, so the thing is they can do whatever they want. This is what they want to do. I mean, recently I just found out that what happens is that, you're born, your live birth, your mother's the informant, not your mother, but the informant, informing, signing that, yes, it was a live birth. and then they take the document away. And then in the state has, depending on the different laws of abandonment property, I guess also there's healthcare abandonment property. But in California, they have to wait 10 days after you're born to register you as a live birth. Now, they take away the document that the mother signed, so they don't give her a copy of the document, and she doesn't know. And so she doesn't go down to the state and record you as a live birth. And she just assumes that the criminal doctors are going to do their job. Well, they send it to the state, and then the state sits on it for the duration. And then if the mother doesn't come in and register you as a live birth, then they register you basically as abandoned property under the state, and then turn you into an all caps corporation, which they own. So this is why CPS can come into your house and do whatever the heck they want and steal your children, because you didn't register them as live birth properly within the state. So if we take that kind of information, and that's been going on, ever since they've been giving out birth certificates. It's been going on since they've been christening people 2,000 years at the Vatican. This is what they did. They've been doing the same thing, right? So if everything's, just criminal, so you can't expect them to do what's right. And you can't just get butthurt over it, because they are who they are. But you have to be who you are, and that's what it boils down to. So anyway, just to see what was going to happen, I resubmitted my case along with the video I made to the governor's office, because they have an intake thing, I guess, too much liability and people not getting paid any of their benefits from, the C word benefits. And that they had to do an intake case place where you can put your case number of whatever it is, and then they can go over it and decide if they're going to resubmit it to the different agencies in Nevada to get you your benefits. So I resubmitted it, and they were so shocked. The person who reviewed my case was so shocked, even for them, that they resubmitted it. So the last 2 months, I've been constantly going in there to see, my unemployment porthole to see what's going on, and absolutely nothing. Last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, I get an internal email. They don't send it to my external email because they don't want me to know. I get an internal email that says that now they want me to pay the third stimulus money back. They call it a non-criminal repayment. So they want me to pay the money back for the 24 weeks that I never got. I was kind of taken back. And so then now I'm just kind of fighting them on a whole other level. But that's kind of like what's going on. And I don't suspect, that I'm going to get the money. But I'm going to keep going down the rabbit hole. So I just resubmitted some stuff, uploaded it into my porthole, and not in a defense way. I'm not going to defend myself. I'm just trying to make it perfectly clear by uploading the documents, because eventually I'm going to file, once I get there, 100% criminal charges against every employee that has worked for Nevada Unemployment, and the governor and the attorney general, and all of the people that are involved with this mayhem. And so I just want to give them every opportunity to deflect me as proof, because it's 100% proof. The more the more that I try to deal with it in a, productive way, in a legal way, and the more criminal it shows them to be. So, and that's at this point, that's what I'm doing, is I'm collecting criminal activity. So that's what we've got. So that's the Nevada unemployment update. And yeah. Yeah, it's just it would have, that money would have saved my butt this winter and would have given me a proper place to live other than in a car. And let me just tell you how rough, the winter's been. It's been super cold here in northern Nevada. So anyway, today I'm in the heat and inside and getting, been lucky enough to have a place to get some computer work done, and I appreciate that very much. And thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.